Are we on? Are we on? Tested, tested, 1, 2. Are we on? Are we live? Oh, yeah. Welcome to Basketball Heads Live. I am your host, Glenn Pooh Harding. And oh boy, we have a very special guest. This basketball head is a Rucker Park legend and Hall of Fame inductee who name rang bells among the legends like Pee Wee Kirkland, Earl Manigault, and Joe Hammond. In his early years at Junior High School 143, he honed his skills before moving on to George Washington High School, where his coach was the wrestling coach and knew nothing about basketball. So he missed out on taking his SATs and all the recruiting things that go along with being a high school star. He was 16 when he witnessed the shooting of 2 police officers, and the gunman pointed the gun at this young basketball head, but he ran off and escaped being shot. This traumatized him for a very long time. After his high school career, he attended the Barbara Scotia College in Concord, North Carolina, but left only after a few weeks. Opportunities from other colleges didn't work out, so this basketball head returned home to New York City, where he made his bones as one of the best players to ever play in the Rucker Park Pro League. His amazing games at the Rucker helped him build a reputation as one of New York City's greatest players. He also garnered tryouts for the Atlanta Hawks and New York Knicks, but was cut. Even though he didn't make the NBA, he was a star player in the CBA with the Maine Lumberjacks, averaging 16 points and 8 rebounds a game, and also scored an amazing 847 points in one season. You already know during the offseason, he would come back to the Rucker where he would put on a show, dropping 40 pieces, 50 pieces. You know how they call it. We ain't talking about chicken. We talking about buckets. Before returning back to the CBA. So, without further ado, help me welcome to the show, Rucker Park legend and CBA great, Carlton Moto Greene.
Y'all ready?
Y'all ready?
Yes. You have just stepped into the world of chaos. Where everybody goes hard. Come on. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Or go home. Never back down. You gotta hold your own. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. East Coast. Go hard. West Coast. Go hard. Midwest. Go hard. Dirty. Hurry up, everybody. Get online, buy your tickets, cause the game about to start.
What's happening, Moto? What's going on, baby? What's going on?
How you doing? Just doing an everyday thing like everybody else. Going to work, trying to hold on to the few dollars to try to make it better for myself and my family, and trying to retire in a few years, and hopefully I can, this journey that I'm taking with this one life to live, you must take that serious because there's no do-overs. This is the only life you got. It's this one. And you got to take care of it, and you have to do the right things and make less mistakes so you can have a good time in your life. That's very important. A lot of people, they do things and they don't think about the one life they got to live, because all races and all people on this planet, we're going to leave here sooner or later, and life is short. So it's no time to play around or do anything that's going to shorten your life. So what people don't understand is that you must try, when you have a family bond, to try to help them, to make them realize that go to take up a trade, do something for yourself because it's so important for you. They're not getting anything out of it. You're going to get something out of it. It'll help your life, and that's so important. And you got kids raising kids, and they don't know nothing about jobs or trying to get in school or whatever. This is why the way the world is messed up because we have kids raising kids, and you need not to do that. You know, you got if you're gonna have kids, you gotta be between the both of you all to make that judgment, that call, and you gotta be there for that kid so that the kid can grow up, with a good life because you only got one. This is it, baby. We in the playoff season. This is it.
That's right. That's right. Listen, I'm glad you was able to make it. People don't understand the time it takes for me to put these shows together. And once we connected, there was a lot of, putting off dates and getting dates right and make sure things was right with you. And listen, y'all, it was so important to bring this man on the show because he has accomplished so much and had such an amazing life. And I think that we need to celebrate him and let him tell his story, right? He already got a book out there, all right? Still got game, all right? So y'all make sure y'all, cop that. We're going to talk about that a little later on. But for all those people that's on Instagram, come over to YouTube and listen to my guy, Carlton Moto Greene, one of Harlem's finest, the legends out there. All right? So I got people on Instagram. I got people on YouTube that's watching right now. I want to jump right into this, right? Who introduced you to the game, Carlton?
My brother Billy Green and John Black.
Now
they taught me the fundamentals of basketball. My brother used to teach me how to dribble with both hands, and he used to teach me to how to shoot the ball, how to fix my hand to shoot the ball. And Mr. Black used to show me every time when I used to go up to intersection to watch my brother play at halftime or a timeout, he should tell me just shoot the ball. That's all. Even though I had bad asthma, he told me to shoot the ball. When you start wheezing, sit on the sideline. So I just used to shoot the ball. And I used to say to myself, why is this man telling me to just shoot the ball? I don't understand why. Later on, I understood. He wanted me to be the shooter of his team. Whatever team that I was on, Biddy, Midgets, or whatever, he made me the shooting guard because he had taught me how to shoot. He also taught me how to hold my hand and how to shoot the ball and where to shoot the ball at. It was amazing. I mean, this man was like a scientist. Him and my brother, they were like scientists. They knew beforehand that if they taught me these tools, that I would be a good player. And I appreciate them for that.
Listen, I looked at that picture of you at the Rucker that you sent me, and that form that you had, and everyone was just looking up at you because you was in the middle of like about 4 or 5 guys looking at you shoot. Do you know what year that was? The picture that you sent me?
That was probably in 78. Probably in 78. I had a huge following because in the back of the polo grounds, I used to put a weight jacket on and some combat boots and run the stairs. The stairs is 111 stairs, and I used to run them in about 11 to 13 seconds. So I really prepared myself to. Every time I played the game, I would do workouts. I would go jogging, go to Central Park, go to the Bronx, go wherever there was where I can get a peace of mind and work out. And then and throughout all, it worked out. It worked out the way I wanted it to be.
How was it for you as a youngster? How was it for you as a youngster growing up in Colonial Projects? Because this is like right down the block, right across the street from
Yeah, it was
the
down the
polo
block.
grounds?
It was a good project. The project was middle income families lived in there. Everybody knew each other, and everything was peaceful and calm, and it was just wonderful. I mean, I thought if I had made it and I had made enough money, I would have bought the project. That's how good it was. It was just like one of those shows on television when everybody's connected, no problems, no nothing. We did a lot of things together, picnics, bus rides. I mean, it was a little village, but we all got along good. We all knew each other's parents and everything, and it worked for us.
Who was the best player in the neighborhood at that time that everybody wanted to be like when you were younger? I know when you got older, you was that guy, but who was that guy in the neighborhood that everyone wanted to be like?
I think his name was Lee. Lee. I forgot his Lee. He was so good. I mean, this guy. There was a lot of guys that were good, but this guy was exceptionally good. He was left-handed. He could shoot with his left and his right hand.
Hmm.
I was in awe when I watched him play. Matter of fact, every time he played in the back of Building 70, I watched him play, and he was amazing. I mean, I've never seen anybody like that. Great ball
Wow.
player. And then there was a lot of good guys back there. Let's see who else. Man, it was so many. It was so many. There's so many ball players back there that people didn't know of back there because our basketball court was near the highway. It was all the way in the back in the highway, and it didn't explode until we had the RYA, the Ralph Rango Projects basketball tournament. That's when it excelled. The people knew that we were back there, so people from up on the hill, downtown, crosstown, everywhere, Bronx, Brooklyn started coming there because the crowd was there. The crowd was electrifying. The game was electrifying, and everybody just did what they had to do, to be known back there. It was like a little Rucker in a way.
So, we want to get this guy Lee, whoever his name he was talking about. Is there anybody else that people count that would know that besides this guy that this mysterious guy named Lee?
Yeah, Clarence White.
Clarence White,
Everybody know
yeah.
him. Clarence White. He played all sports, and he was very good at all sports. Yeah, he was a good person too. Very, very likable guy, and he would always he wasn't stuck up or anything. He would help you and talk to you and help guide you if he see you going on the right path. If you're going the wrong path, he'll tell you. He was a good.
Pull the phone back
He's a
some.
good
Pull the
guy.
phone back some. Pull the phone back some. Pull the phone back some. A little bit so we can see if, yeah, there you go. There you go. Cool. All right. Junior high school 143. Was it there that you started to craft your game?
I didn't hear you. What did you say?
Junior high school 143. Was it there that you kind of got your game together, got serious about the game?
No, I was already playing for Mr. Black in midget, and that's when I was.
Oh, so this
got
started
really
for you
serious.
at 8 years old. So when you was 8
Yeah,
years old, you was already.
But I mean, when I got older, that's when I started playing even better. Because he gave me more skills to make my game better. And
Got
what
you.
I did was the coach from Junior 143 said, I heard that you were a good ball player. Why don't you try out for the team? So when I went to try out for the team, he acted indifferent. So I wound up not playing. So I went to George Washington, and I didn't play the first year because what they were doing, they had about 50 people, and they had one guy taking a charge. I said, no way, I ain't gonna let these guys run into me and take no charge. So my brother was mad at me. He said, you should have played. And a lot of guys on the team got mad, said, you should have played. We would have took the championship if you had played. I said, I don't know if you would have, but I couldn't take that. So the next
Well,
year
George,
I went and I played and I made honorable mention. And it was exciting, to play for a school that you went to school for. It was very motivating. You know.
now was George Washington a powerhouse back then, like DeWitt Clinton
What
and
happened
Benjamin
was,
Franklin?
let me tell you, we had the best players in New York City, but the guys wouldn't play because they did other things. The other things I don't know what, but they did other things and they wouldn't. I seen guys that used to play. Anybody that played for Mr. Black, most of the guys were good because of the fundamentals of life. Tell you,
Got you.
and those
Got you.
guys went to that school, and I used to look at them, and I said, "Man, come on, play for the team, man." And they wouldn't come out and play. First of all, it takes a certain discipline to be involved in school and to play ball after school. You don't know what people's time was. Maybe their family life wasn't right. Maybe they had to take care of their little sister or brother or their mom or whatever. So you don't know what the situation was back then. But we had a lot of good players, a lot.
Mm.
Trust me. And they didn't come out to try out. And with that, the guys that tried out for the team, unfortunately we got picked, and we did the best we could.
Now I heard your basketball coach was also the wrestling coach and didn't really know too much about the X's and O's of basketball.
No, he didn't. He was a nice guy, but he told me, he said, "Listen, I know nothing about this. I just took the job." And I said, "Don't worry about it. We'll fill you in what needs to be done when it's time." So what happened was, it seemed like I was the coach of the team and the center, the forward, the guard, and we used to have huddles, and we'd be down two or something, and we would look up to him for him to say, "Do this or do that," and we got nothing. But we know his heart was there. He was trying. So each game we played, he knew a little something about 3 seconds, or standing in the 3 seconds lane, or getting fouled in the backcourt. So he started learning a little, but it didn't help us any. We needed more than that, especially coming from George Washington High School. You would think that you would have some of the best players that come out of there. They come from George Washington, but we did the best we could.
Now, with saying that, right, that kind of puts you guys behind the ball a little bit as far as recruiting, SATs, and getting to the next level, correct?
Yes, they didn't mention anything to us about that, and I'm really appalled about that because um, they used to riot every day in school, so we had to split the school up. Some people went to the annex, some people went to another school. They put me in a school in the cemetery. I went where I played ball at intercession, and what happened was, after I saw that execution, and I'm going to school in the cemetery upstairs in the school, in the church, and they're burying bodies, and I'm looking out the window. The teacher asking me questions. I'm busy looking out at the caskets being lowered down, and it was like an all day thing. Started at 9:35, 10 o'clock. By bringing in bodies. So how could you really pay attention to really what's going on? I mean, and people crying out. The windows was right next to the cemetery. The school's right there on where the cemetery's at, and just hearing that and seeing it, it brought back a lot of a bad taste in my mouth. You know what I mean?
That's very unfortunate because people don't understand uh, some of the traumatizing moments that happen in your life, and something like that, seeing that as a young man who's trying to better his future, doesn't put too much hope in what's going on around him.
No, it messed up your credibility, your wisdom, your what do you call it? Your life experiences.
Right.
And it did a lot of things to you. That it messed up your vibrations. It did a lot of things, and it was just one of those things. I guess God wanted me there for a reason. I don't know why, but it happened. I got PSTD from it. Sometimes I think about it. You can't help it because it's been a part of your life. And then co-wrote in a book with Dr. Cari, brought back a lot of flashes, what had happened. And it's really tough, but I'm hanging in there. I'm doing okay. I'm exercising. That's what I'm doing.
Good, brother. Good, man. Listen, when we talk about some of the great players that played in high school, my guy Ron wanted to know, did you play against Steve Bear Shepherd, Butch Lee, and Cheese Johnson during your high school years?
Yeah, Cheese Johnson I played against. Steve Shepherd, I played with him when we had an all-star game for the people that made All City. But I played against Cheese quite often. He was in our conference, yeah.
Was he really good, like people say? Because I'm hearing a lot
Yeah,
about this guy, Cheese Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, Cheese was good. He was good for he was a small forward, so he was good at his craft, trying to get to the hoop, get fouled. He had his tricks where he know how to maneuver a guy to get the rebound, and if somebody misses a shot to put it back in. Yeah, he was a good player. He definitely was a good player.
Cool. Listen, those people on Instagram, I'm about to shut down on Instagram, so make sure y'all come over to YouTube, NYC Basketball Network. The link is in the bio. Click on the link and it'll bring you right to the show. All right, so I'm going to holler at you guys. I need to focus on my man right now. Carlton Moto Greene is live in the building on NYC Basketball Network, so come check us out. All right, so let's think about this, right? When you were 16, I read you witnessed something tragic in the
17.
You were 17. Okay, you were 17. Do
Yeah.
you mind sharing? What happened?
Yeah, what happened was it was me and a friend of mine.
Bring the phone back just a
went
little
to
bit.
go
Bring
get
the
our
phone
friends
back.
from the.
Hold up. Bring the phone back just a little bit, because your face too much to the camera. There you go. We can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, me and some friends of ours, me and a friend Sam Kane, went to go get our friends from the store because we wanted to go get something to eat up on the hill. So they said they had to go upstairs and change. So me and Sam sat downstairs on the car. So they went upstairs, and it was three of them. They went upstairs, Mikey, Griddle, and Tony. We were all going to go get something to eat at Wilson's on the hill. And these two guys came up and sat a car or two away from us and started taunting us, like, do you have a match? We said, no, we don't know them. And then they said in a little while, do you want some wine? He said, wine? No, we don't want no wine. So the guy, I said, no. I said, who are you? I can't see your face. Who are you? So he stood up, and it was two guys, one dark skin, one light skin. The lamppost was out where we were sitting, so you couldn't see their faces. And the guy stood up, and the dark skin guy stood, moved to the left or right. he moved his head with him so we couldn't see his face. So what happened was he said, I should shoot you. And I saw the gun butt. And I said, you ain't gonna do nothing. I said, you ain't shooting nobody. I said, we're gonna fight right then and there, or I was gonna get shot. And I thought at first it was maybe my sister, may she rest in peace, or my brother's friends playing around with us. So, but we wasn't really focusing on them, really looking at them, trying to see who they are, because we was gonna go get something to eat. So then they went in the building. So in maybe about 15 minutes later, or 10, 12 minutes later, 13, two cops came up. Waverly Jones and Pagatini came up, and Pagatini came up. He said, hey, are you the two guys we're looking for? And he said, no, I'm only kidding. Pagatini said, we're only kidding. We not. He said, did you see two guys out here? I said, yeah. They went in the building. One looked like they got a gun on them. He says, all right. So they went in the building. I don't know where they went to because we were still outside. And I told Sam, I said, let's get out of here. The guy looked like he got a gun. Come on, let's go. He said, man, you paranoid. You don't know what you're talking about. Because we was going to go get something to eat. We were all poor, but we was going to treat him. So he was ready to say that I'm paranoid, get something to eat, wait for the other guys to come so we can go eat. So then they came back out. The guys, the cop killers came back out, sat down. No, sat down, then went back inside. And then the cops came out and went to the car and radioed something on the car, must have maybe. And then they walked back. They didn't ask us or nothing or say anything. They went in. And then a few minutes after that, the cop killers came out and sat down on the car by the maintenance center where they had the maintenance workers. And they sat there, they had on sunglasses, and they had their hats over their forehead. So the cops came out, everything looked like it was in slow motion. The cops came out, they were walking, and then the guys got up off the car and they started walking toward the cops. And then when they got by the cops, they turned around and started shooting them in the back and in the back of the head. And before that happened, Tony, my friend Tony, that we was waiting for to come down, said to go to eat, he had came out. He said, look out. And they were shooting. So they ran. And I said to myself, I'm going to save these cops. I said, matter of fact, they ain't got no more bullets because we should go to a dude ranch. And I knew it was a 22. I could hear it going, pat, 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 pat. And I said, well, they ain't got no more bullets. They're going to run. And I can probably help save the cops. So what happened was they didn't run. They stood there. And I'm like, behind the lamppost with the light out, saying to myself, oh, my God, I don't know what. And my mind was going a million miles an hour, trying to figure out if they're going to run and how I'm going to help the cops. I had already in mind giving them optimal resuscitation, pumping their chest. I had it in my mind. So I stayed there. So then they stood up over the bushes. And I'm like, what are they doing? They're looking up. And I looked up, trying to see what they were looking at. I don't know what they were looking at. And they stayed there for a quite while, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. And then it looked like he passed him a bullet. The dark skin one passed the light skin one bullet. It looked like, I don't know if he did or not. But then the light skin one went over to Pagatini on his chest, took his gun out and shot him in his head and spit on him and called him a pig and ran out the project. Once the guy ran a little bit ways, the black one, they both were black, but he took his gun out and said, snap, snap. I knew he had no more bullets. I knew somebody had no more bullets because there was too many bullets that they shot when they shot them in the back of the head. He took the cop's gun out, put his gun in his waist, his gun in his waist, took the cop's gun out, and point blank shot him forehead, right in the middle. Boom. both of the shots were very, very loud. Where they shot them, and I guess it was the hollow area where you can hear it all over the place. So he's running. He ran toward me. So I'm sitting behind the pole, and I say to myself, okay, when he comes, I have no choice. I'm gonna have to knock him out. I'm gonna have to hit him. So he was running with the gun up near his head, and the gun tucked in his hands in front of me. I didn't time it right, and I was getting ready to hit him. Then I put my hands on the back of my head, and I came up with this. I said, "Hey, don't shoot me in the head. I'm just a kid. I'm just a kid. Don't shoot." I startled him. I don't know where I got those words from, but I dug down deep and got him. Then I ran with my eyes closed, expecting to get shot in the back or the back of my head. I ran zigzag with my eyes closed. Then I ran over the chain post. I fell. And then I turned back and he was walking with the gun. And then I got up and I started limping. I was limping because I hit that chain post real hard because my eyes was closed. And I went to the back of my building and up toward the hill, ran up toward 26 in the hill. There was one of the guys that was in the garbage can there, but that he was an innocent bystander. And he walked up and I yelled to him, "You bastard!" And he shot up in the air real loud. I wanted him to shoot at me so the bullets so I could try to get up there and kick his ass. I don't know why he did that. I don't know the story, what was going on, and it was just lethargic. It just blew my mind. I didn't know what to think. I never seen nothing like that in my life. Not even in movies have I seen anything like that. It was like it was worse than the St. Valentine's Day massacre because he spit on him and called him a pig, and he shot the other one in the head. The other one, point blank range. You imagine seeing that at 17 years old, your mindset, what you had to go through. And I said to I ran all the way to see where he was going. Then I said, "Oh no, I better go back to my building. My door might be locked." When I got back to my building, the door was locked. I said, "Oh my God, I'm dead. The other guy's going to come around and kill me." I said, I saw my sister, may she rest in peace, was alive. So I said, "Somebody come downstairs and open the door. Open the door." So Tony Manigo came down, opened the door, and she started walking down the walkway. And I said, "No, don't go down there. Something happened. I don't know what happened. I think 2 cops got shot. I don't know. Don't go down the way." So I went upstairs, and then I told my sister, and may she rest in peace and freedom, 2 cops just got shot. I don't know if they dead. I don't know. I didn't know what to think. I was so messed up. So I called down to the precinct 32nd. I called and I told them what happened. And she said, "Yeah. See, yep, I hear something like that coming. You right. Yeah, you right." So I said, "See?" And they said, "Oh, boy, you don't know what you're talking about." So a few minutes, so I kept looking out the window just in case if the cop killer saw me where I went. So then the bulletin came on. 2 cops just got killed, just got shot in Colonial Project. I said, see. They said, "Oh, shit, he's right. Oh, my God, he's right." I said, "See," and I got mad. I ran outside. And then I went over there, and I wanted to talk to one of the guys. There was helicopters flying around, FBI, SWAT team, all of that. They had the German Shepherds, and they had shotguns. And I wanted to talk to one. I said, "Could I talk?" "Get away from me. I'm telling you, get away. Stand back." And I was like, "Oh, my God." So I went to my girlfriend's house. She lived in the Polo Ground. I went up there, and I sort of told her something, but they were the kind of family, if you tell them something, they were, that ain't nothing. So I didn't really disclose everything to them. Never really did, because that's the way some of them were. So then I left about 4 in the morning, and I ran. I'm looking around. I'm scared running because I didn't know if they were still out there or not. So I went home and I said to myself, something is going to happen. I don't know what. So I'm in my house at 7 o'clock in the morning. Boom, boom, boom. Who is it? The FBI. We want to talk to Carlton. We know he didn't do it. Somebody said they saw him outside. We just want to talk to him. So they came in my room and they said, we just want to talk to you. Want to take you down, just talk to you. So what they did was he said, put on that coat and put on that hat. I said, why? He said, just put it on. So I had a black leather. They had on something black, I think. And they had a black hat, I think. So I put it on, went downstairs. The lady, Miss Toppers, made sure it's a piece. She said, what's going on? He's a good boy. He don't do nothing to nobody. She said, they said, we know, he's all right. So we got down there and I said, well, who told you that I was outside? He said, Pat Jones. I said, oh, she told you that. She was always a troublemaker. So I went down there and we got to the 32nd precinct. He said to me, the FBI said, we have to do this procedure. I said, what? You said you should come down here to talk to me. They put the handcuffs on me behind me, and I waited for them. I was going to walk in with them. They said, no, go ahead on in. I went inside, and my God, you would never want this to happen to nobody in their lifetime. It was about 4 or 5 plain clothes. They was in their clothes. Probably was cops or detectives, whatever they were. Grabbed me, threw me up in the air into the chair, wheeled me up to the light. You had one of those chairs you wheel up, you roll it, and it goes up to the light, and put the light in my eyes and said, you're the cop killer. You're the cop killer. Why you shoot those cops? Why? And they were choking me, with my coat, pulling it right on my gland, and I caught an asthma attack. And the FBI was almost fighting with them. He ain't down here for that. We just down here to talk to him. And I said to them, I can't breathe. I have asthma. I can't breathe. That's when the FBI and them came and was tug of war with them to get them off of me. So they got them off me and they took the handcuffs off me and said, go drink some water. I was wheezing. I could hardly breathe. I drank some water. And then I sat down. I was still having the asthma. He kept asking the FBI, you all right? I just said, yeah, I just wanted to get out of there. I said, these people out there, they went crazy on me. I didn't know who, I couldn't trust nobody in there.
That's
I was
right. That's right.
afraid. I was all by myself. And my uncle came. He said, what y'all doing with him in there? Do we look like some goddamn cop killer? What's wrong with y'all? So then when I got out, I went outside. My uncle came, we were going there. He said, hey, come back. I want you to stay with us for a couple of months. We come pick you up. They never came upstairs to my apartment to tell my parents that they were taking me to look at mug books and lineups. They used to tell me to meet them downstairs. They were secretly doing this, the detective, without my family knowing it. We didn't have good communication. I didn't know nothing because uh, once we got down there, I mean, when I was down there, they said to us, don't ask us what it's about. No newspaper. Don't listen to the radio. And I was in silence. I wouldn't say anything to anybody about it or anything. It was eating me up inside because nobody could help me. And they told me not to say nothing. So I didn't say nothing for many years, for decades. I didn't say anything. About this whole situation. I might have said, I tried to say two cops or something like that, but didn't go into detail about it. And they made us look at lineups and mug books. And used to come get me from school, George Washington. I'd be playing, and then have the coach, the coach, not the coach, the gym teacher would blow the whistle. Carlton, blow the whistle. Everybody got to kneel down. Carlton, yeah, come over here. You got to go with them. And the car is right on the campus. I was so embarrassed, because like I'm squealing on somebody, which I would have told on them because I was the last guy to see them alive. Let me do it. You ain't got to put me through all of this. I never saw their faces. And then I said to myself, and my sister was going to be a police officer, and her boyfriend was a police officer. And I told them what happened. And they said, well, just say you didn't see their faces. You didn't see them. Which I didn't see their faces. I saw what happened, but I didn't see their faces. If I saw their faces, I would have hunted them down my damn self for doing something like that around me and doing something like that to police officers, which we tried to respect. Where we lived at, we respect police officers. Cat, Blige, all of them can tell you. When I told them that they thought I did it, they looked at me and said, what? They couldn't believe it. I said, yeah, they thought I could that night. But I didn't see him no time. I ran into him in the doctor's office and I told him, he said, what? He said, you know, that could have been $1 million lawsuit. My parents didn't know anything about that. Then, not too long ago, before my father died, he told me at least 8 or 9 police officers rushed the house looking for me. And he told me, you better get the fuck out of here. He's a minor. Leave him alone. He ain't know nothing about no lawsuits or nothing like that. And I had to suffer through all this. I even had to just tell my father, could you take me down there so they can straighten out my life? You know, I don't feel good, you know. He said, then he's a World War II guy. No, that ain't nothing. You don't worry about it. You be right there. And it's eating me up. I'm getting mad every day. Don't know why. You know, I got to look over my shoulder. Keep people trying to kill me every day since I was 17, trying to kill me, showing me guns. You know, one over there, the project I know because I used to sit outside because I had asthma and I couldn't move. So I know pretty much the faces who lived there and who didn't. You know, so it was a really terrible time for me, and it still is. But I'm taking it one day at a time and hoping for the best. You know, and
Listen,
what a terrible life. I know.
just the story within itself. All right, you was a minor. They had no right doing that, and you was pro cop. It wasn't like you was against the police. You knew the police in the neighborhood because during that time they were stationed. It was the same cops stationed in your neighborhood all the time. They didn't switch up. So you got to kind of know the cops who were in the neighborhood back during those times.
If you ask them about me, they'll tell you, no, we had no problem with him. No, not a problem. He ain't no problem. They'll tell you, all of them would tell you, no, not him. I'm sorry. Y'all really messed that kid up. It was a kid. You know, you really messed that man up. You messed his whole life up. You know? You ruined it. You ruined it.
Listen,
my credibility,
yes,
my spirit, all that, they mess up. You know, it's like I was in a war. You know, okay, this is what happened. Dennis Boyd, he made All City with us. We played a game in Madison Square Garden, All-Star game for the people that made All City. So the cops was patrolling the ropes, letting not people let them get on the game floor. So when we left, we were all dressed up because we went to a banquet before the game. They gave us a bag with our All City trophy in it. So Dennis is going the other way toward 8th Avenue. I'm going toward 7th. And the cops came right up next to me and said, hey, you, what you got in that bag? I said, you was inside. You know, we made All City and they gave us bags and trophies. Why you bothering me? Just what you got in that bag. So I was getting ready to pull out my trophy. And Dennis Boyd said, you fucking pigs, leave him alone. And they sped off. They were still bothering me. I didn't know it, but my brother used to tell me as well, hold your thought, that they used to call our house and ask for me, where's Carlton? Why isn't he home? It's 11 o'clock. So Dennis saw me. So back to Dennis. Dennis saw that, and I said, damn, I'm glad somebody saw what happened. And then I was crying, and Dennis was like, what you crying about? I couldn't really tell him. you know what it's all about. I just didn't say nothing. I said, you don't know. You just don't know. And I was crying. He said, come on, you want to go with me? I said, no, I want to go home. I got to go home. So I went home. And then several nights when I was home, strangers used to come to the house and ask for a alias name. I said, man, you was here 2 nights ago. What are you doing here, man? You better get out of here, man. I don't want to hear that. Get out of here. I had all that kind of stuff going on. And when my sister died, a guy tried to come into my house. Everybody's there. My aunts, my uncle, my mother, my father. He tried to come in the house. Do you believe it? That's how bad they wanted me dead. The thing that would the only thing that would have sent those two guys to life in prison was if they had, if I had said to them, I can't see your face, who are you? And they was on a lie detector, them and the lie detector would have went right through the roof, because that's what I said, who are you? I can't see your face. Because if I saw their face, I could probably put two and two together or whatever. And it was a night that I wish I never had to go through, you know. And I put my life on the line. I didn't care. I wanted to help the cop because I'm not mad at the cop. What I'm get mad for? My life was around sports. I ain't got nothing to do with. I don't know about no Liberation Army or this army. I ain't got time for that. I have been sick all my life with asthma, real bad. I ain't got no time. I'm trying to live my life, trying to plan my life, hope that I have a good life, and take this journey and make the best of it. You know, here I am in my late 60s, and my life is still not right, and it's very hurtful, and I'm upset, but then I'm pleased that I'm alive. And on the other hand, if it happened again, I would do things differently than what I did. But I would still try to save the police officer because they didn't do nothing to me. They didn't do a thing to me. Pagentini, may rest in peace, and Waverly Jones, they were like an uncle or father figure to us, the way they kid around with us. And it made you feel so good, made you feel safe. You know, it makes you feel safe. The way they came up, are you the two guys? And he said, no, I'm just kidding. I know you're not the two guys. But did you see two guys? You know, I mean, it made you feel something special, you know? It made you feel good, you know, inside.
Well, listen, we got some people in the building that's on the check-in. My guy Eric Kennedy in the building. He said, I remember Carlton Greene. He was one of the coldest all-stars at the game at the Rucker back in those days. The Rucker All-Star game was held at Columbia University when Artie Green dunked on Ray Williams. I'm sure he remembered that.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, he dunked on him. He slam dunked on him. Everybody was saying that he dunked on him. May he rest in peace, Ray Williams. He dunked on him so bad that his head was in the rim. That's what they said that what Artie did. Artie had ups. That boy could jump. You got to give it to him. I don't know where he get it from at that height, but that boy can jump. He can jump out the gym. It seemed like he'd dunk on you and keep going up, you know? Yeah, he was something else.
He said, how was those battles between Intercession at the Sonics and the Sonics?
Well, we never really played the Sonics. We played them scrimmage games, but not in a league game. No.
And that question was from a young Harlemite, Todd Rivero. He's a young man who knows all about the Harlem games, and he's a basketball and Rucker historian. Young guy, man. So you got the old lady and young here checking you out. Your guy Ron McCann said, "What's up, man?" Said, "Keep telling your amazing story." And we got my guy Corey Vice in the building.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it, and I would like for every racer person to get the book because it can help you. It has a lot of stuff in there, good stuff in there that you can mix up with your life and come out to be a winner. Trust me. I mean, the book has 5 stars. It's I'm not saying it because I co-wrote it with Dr. Cari. It's really a good book. I heard from some people, they said when they picked it up, they couldn't put it down. Then they couldn't believe what was written inside of it that happened in the book. So I mean, it's an amazing accomplishment, and I'm hoping that a lot of people get the book because it's very promising that it will help them in their life.
Here you go, right here.
In their livelihood, it will help them.
Still got game.
Yes, sir. All right.
Carlton, Moto Greene.
Oh, there you go. That's a good look. Good look.
All right. We're gonna switch gears and go and dig right into the basketball, man. We know that you shared with us the mishaps that you had in high school where your coach couldn't really propel you to the next level, and also some of the traumatizing moments that you had in your life that kind of still hinder you to this day, but you still with us, brother, and we're here to give you your flowers, man. So let's jump right back into the ball thing. When did you start playing in the Ruckers? What is it? After high school? After college? When did you start playing in the Pro Rucker League?
After college. After college, I started playing in the Rucker League. But you know what I didn't like was, as I look back, you have all of these guys that has college degrees or know about college to pull me to the side, say, look, young man, I saw you play. You look like you're an upcoming good basketball player. No, don't play here. Go to school. Stay in school because that's where you're going to get all your accolades from. Please do that for me. That's what I'm kind of upset about. And I think the people that know that, they should have come to you because if they saw me, I was always by myself. I mean, and I wasn't obnoxious. I would listen to somebody that would tell me good advice for myself. You know, I tell people, yeah, you're playing a Rucker, but you make it first and you come back to the Rucker and you play and you go around in your neighborhood and talk to the kids and let them know how you got where you are. And playing a Rucker and support it. That way we have more people that are intelligent, that don't do things that they shouldn't do. And it means a lot to the community. And that's why when people make it, they can't stay in their own neighborhood because the people in the neighborhood, they're not on the same page as them. You know, I mean, they don't have to be on the same page, but they don't have the mentality that they have, the patience, the understanding, which is very important. That's why a lot of guys don't come back to the city. They want to. They don't want to go someplace they don't know. They want to go where, like they say in shit, you want to go where everybody knows your name. You know, you want to go there, but you can't because you have people there willing to kill you. There's money in the world. Come up with an idea, go to work, do what you got to do, but don't be doing these things to people just for money. Come on. There's plenty of opportunities out there. You got a lot of foreigners come here. They say this is the greatest country the greatest state in the United States, New York City. And they come in, they make a living, and they go, and either they go back or they stay here, but they work hard. And that's what we need to start doing. Find a job, find a trade, do something. Don't be out there like that because there ain't nothing but trouble out there. There's nothing but trouble. And people are tired of it, especially the old folks and the young kids. The young kids they can't play nowhere. You gotta watch them every move they make. Everything the city's really getting terrible.
Why did you leave Barber Scotia in North Carolina? What made you leave there? You know, because you had an opportunity to play there.
I left there before. I had a little. Well, first of all, when I went away traumatized. My sister just died of abortion, and the cop thing happened. So anything would tick
gotcha.
me off. You know, I had the post-traumatic stress. I didn't know I had it until Dr. Cari, you know, she talked about it. She said, you had it for a long time and you got it pretty bad. And I talked to a couple of Vietnam people and they told me, said, yeah, you got it really bad, son. I said, how'd it go away? He said, well, you just got to work with it. So I'm in Barber Scotia and a guy in my room, I'm sitting next to him and he's taking my clothes and putting it in his bag. And I hold my head. I said, I can't believe this. You know, because you're from New York. They want some New York stuff. So I go in the bathroom. I look. I said, no, he can't be doing it. So I go back out there, and he's doing it. So I take him outside, kicked him over the banister, busted his ass up because and he was like, no, man, I ain't mean to do that. You know, and it was just terrible. Then I went to a party one night, and a guy pulled a shotgun on me. And I'm like, are these people down here too? You know, you get paranoid. You don't know who's who. So I said, man, let me get the hell out of here. I can't, excuse my French. I said, I'm not staying here. I got to get out of here. So that's why I left
Wow.
there. And then I went to Hardin Simmons and first they recruited me to go there. Then they told me to go to Cisco College. So I went there. I'm doing fine. So I raised my hand to the professor. I said, I want to use the bathroom. He said, you better not go. If you go, don't come in this class. I said, I really got to go. In college, you can go to the bathroom.
That's
So
right.
I held as long as I could, and I went to the bathroom. I came back and sat down. He says, listen, this class is not going to begin until he leaves. If he don't leave, the class is not, the people in the class, the students were saying, man, come on, man, you gotta leave, man. I need this class. Come on. So I left. And as I'm leaving, I see the basketball coach. So I go over to him. I say, he kicked me out of class because I had to go to the bathroom. I had to pee. He said, well, that's not my problem. That's between you and him. You better straighten it out. You need this to play this year. And I go, oh my God.
No support.
So
No support.
huh?
Said no
Yeah.
support.
Yeah. Then every Saturday and Sunday he played golf. The professor, so they kicked me out of the class. So I should pick up the golf balls and when he hit them and give them to him and try to talk to me. He wouldn't even talk to me. So I called down there about 2 years ago, a year, 2 years, and I was in the yearbook. And I told one of the guys, I said, listen, could you, this is what happened to me. So I told him what I told you. He said, no, he wasn't supposed to do that. You can't do that. What was wrong with him? Messed up my whole life. What I'm thinking was, it must was in my record or something that I seen two cops got killed or something, because everywhere I went, there was a problem. Somewhere, everywhere I went, there was a god doggone problem. Here I go. Last one that I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
We in Maine. I'm the captain of the team. So they say to me, see, when those things happen, you get a sixth sense, a deep sixth sense. So he says to me, listen, we going down to Rochester. We flying. I said, well, I'm taking a bus. I'm not flying. I'm taking a bus. So that was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So then they came back to me about 8 o'clock that night, banged on my door, said, listen, we're gonna take the bus with you. I said, all right, no problem. 9 o'clock in the morning, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, what? Man, you must got a rabbit's foot in your pocket. I said, what are you talking about? He said, the U.S. boxing team died on a plane, and we were supposed to be on that plane. And I said to him, I didn't have to blink or say anything. I knew it. That's why I said I was taking the bus a day before. Now imagine if all of them died and I was the only one didn't take the plane. I knew it. I felt it. I get these sixth sense sometimes. Like I knew my sister was going to die. I knew my sister was going to have a baby. It's very scary, you know?
Mm.
Yeah. And
Wow.
terrible life. I know it's terrible. And I'm trying to piece it together, trying to get strong. I would like to one day leave New York. I can't stay here. It's too much. I mean, too much has happened. Too much. There's more things, but I don't even want to talk about it. It's too much, you know.
I got you. Now, from all the things that you've been through, man, I could say for you to still be standing strong to the day, I'm proud of you, brother.
Well, thank
I'm
you very
proud of you,
much. I
brother.
appreciate it. I appreciate it. You know,
No
I
doubt.
appreciate your Kool-Aid.
No
Thanks a
doubt,
lot.
man.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate this interview. I hope it does good for other people as well. And I hope that they don't have to go down the path that I went down. That was all the reason why I co-wrote the book with Dr. Cari. So people don't have to go through what I went through, because it ain't easy going through that. You get nightmares. Sometimes I get nightmares of that. You know, it's terrible. I mean, the building where we wrote it at, when I go in there, sometimes I talk to myself, and it's just, I'm okay. It's just that it's just a terrible thing for any human being to go through. Anybody. I wouldn't, and I don't want anybody to go through that. Nobody. Even my worst enemy, I don't want them to go through it.
How did you hook up with Dr. Cari to write the book?
Funniest thing. Funny. I asked this lady, may she rest in peace. She just died not too long ago. She had a book club. So I asked her, you know, I think I got a story. I
Move
want
the
to
phone
tell
back
my
some.
story
Move the
so I
phone
can
back
help other
some.
people. So then she goes, well, we don't do that kind of book. We just read our little books and our little book club. So I saw Dr. Cari. She lived in the building where I worked at, and she was going out, and she had some books. And I said, are you a writer? She says, yeah, I wrote some books. I said, I have an interesting story I'd like to talk to you about. She says, no, I can't talk to you at this time. So I think about a week or two later, she came down. She said, yeah, come up next Thursday and we'll talk about it. When I sat her down and talked to her about my story, it blew her away. She couldn't believe it. She was in awe. She says, this is something we have to put down. We're going to work together. We're going to get this thing done. And that's what we did. By some chance, God must have was looking over me for me to be able to run into her, you know, and so close. You know, she's right there. I'm right there. It ain't like I had to fly to LA or
California
somewhere to get.
somewhere. Right.
Yeah, right. You know, so it's right there. So she was God sent. So there you
Man,
go.
may she
So
rest in peace, man. My guy Todd Rivero said, did you play against Tom Henderson, NBA champion with the Bullets?
no, I never played again. I think I played at one time at Fordham. I think Fordham University. I think I played an All-Star game against him. Yeah, he was a good
Yeah,
player. Great player.
he played with everybody. What about Pee Wee Kirkland and Tiny Archibald?
Tiny Archibald, I played against him. Yeah, great player. I mean, he coached me when I was in high school. All-Star game. May he rest in peace. Him and Dean Meminger. I
Well,
just look at
Tiny's
time.
still alive. D. Miminger passed.
He passed away. That's why I said,
No,
may he
Tiny's
rest
still
in
alive.
peace, Dean Meminger.
Oh yeah, D.
Uh,
Miminger. Yes.
yeah. So I should look at Tiny. I said, this guy, I used to watch him on television. I said, this guy broke all those records. I said, look at this little guy. I said, he's something. I looked up to him, but he never knew it. I looked up to him, but he was a great player. Great. I think once I learned the fundamentals, like he did, I think I would have been something like him. Yeah.
Now, when we talking about battling pro players, what pro player did you give the business to, or as we say, who asked you bust to let you know you could play in the pros too?
Lloyd Free, Tiny Archibald, Gus Williams, Ray Williams, Jeff Houston.
What?
Who else?
You gave all those guys the business?
Yes. Gave him the real business. The
Ooh-wee.
real business. Yeah. I was in Poughkeepsie. I was the big talk of the town. I was playing for Salem. And we went to Poughkeepsie for the championship game. And Lloyd Free was on the other team. And me and Lloyd was going at it. And we won the game, and I had got 42. And they went crazy. You know who that is? That's Lloyd Free. You busted his ass. And that was the talk downtown in Salem, St. Nick Projects. That was the talk of town. All of them talked about it. I said, man, Carlton did this thing. I was just playing. I just love the game. I just love to play the game. I just love basketball. That saved my life too, you know. When I was homeless, I used to go up to guys and say, you know what, I could beat you 30 nothing. You want to put some money on it? Because I had no money in my pocket. He said, man, you ain't beating me no 30 nothing. You must be crazy. See, all my life, I used to do that, play guys and beat them 30 nothing. Because they don't believe that somebody can do that. If I get to 10 points, forget about it. It's definitely done. You stick it in the oven, it's done. So what I did was I beat him, and he didn't want me to get off the court. Nah, man, you ain't do that. Yeah, don't tell nobody. Don't say. I said, I'm not gonna say that to nobody. He said, I bet you can't do it again. I said, come on, man, just give me my money. I don't want to do it again. No. And then I walk a little way. I said, okay, we'll do it again. So then now he's all over me. So I drive to the hoop, mix it up, shoot a jumper, go to the corner, shoot a jumper, and I beat him again. And he's furious. And he don't know, and he don't want to take me back home in his car. So I said, it's all right, I'll be all right. So I go get something to eat and say to myself, wow, that was some hard work that I just did just now. But at least I'm able to eat for a couple of days, you know.
Wow, listen.
I used to go around doing that all the time, all over New York. I bet you I beat you 30 nothing.
I'm amazed. I'm amazed right now. From all the stuff that you were traumatized by, being homeless and bouncing back, still standing on your feet is simply amazing.
Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
And I'm not just saying it to say this, because I know a lot of people that didn't bounce back. You know what I'm saying? So for you to go through that, you know, be at the lowest of lows and the highest of highs, and still be right there and right that middle section, taking care of yourself, and still out here, man. Look, brother, you deserve all the flowers, man, for sure.
Well, thank you, man. Nothing but love here, man. Thank you.
That's crazy. And look at all the all-stars and NBA players who you bust, just giving them the business.
It was more,
That's
but
crazy.
I couldn't name their names. I can't remember their names.
I guarantee you it was. How did you get the attention of the CBA? You didn't go to college and play like the normal guys. How did you get their attention?
And from the Rucker, Chick Craig, old guy, may pass on by now. I hope he didn't. He saw me and he said, "Hey, I like the way you play. Would you like to play for the main lumberjack?" They opened up a CBA team. I said, "Sure." So I had to go through hell to play for them. Excuse my language. They had a tryout one day of 100-something people come and try out. And you only get like maybe 8 minutes or 9 minutes, and you got to show what you got. And some people were sent home. And then we took a team up there, may rest in peace, Ani Jacobs. We took a team up there and we played against another team. We scrimmaged against them. And then that's how I got picked for the main lumberjacks. And then they put me on edge when the year that I broke the free throw record. They I forgot his name. He played for he went to UCLA. I forgot his name. Carter. I forgot his first name. But anyway, he had 50-something points, and they put me in 2 minutes left to go in the game and told me to stop him. I don't know, by the grace of God, I stopped him, stole the ball, scored twice. And the coach said, and the player said, yeah, we want him. We keep him on the team. And then from then on, I was on the team, but I still had a hard way to go. I'm in the we're in trials. So this guy get caught smoking weed. So the coach says to me, I can send him home. I can send you home and keep him because he smoked weed. But I'm not gonna do. I'm gonna keep you. You should be happy that I'm keeping you. I said, all right, coach, no problem. So then we in the elevator. Somebody gets hurt on one of the plays. He didn't start playing me yet. So he looked at me. He says, Ron Brown, the coach. He says, look like I have to play you now, huh? I said, I don't know, coach. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do is up to you. So he let me play. And that year, I had the high score. I averaged 23 points a game. I think I led them in steals. I broke the free throw record. The free throw record was 28 or 29. I shot 44 straight, but they put 43. Now that I tried to break it again, and it was so hard because you're not playing only at your gym, you're playing at all the gyms wherever you go. And I had a streak of 44, but they put 43 down. And that day, and I said, when I missed, I said, I'm gonna try to do it again. I got up to 14, I couldn't do it again. I said, wow, I must was in some kind of zone to do that. I
Yeah.
said, wow, that thing was hard.
It's not
Very
easy,
hard.
man. That guy from UCLA name was Ralph Carter.
No. Andre Carter.
Andre Carter? Okay.
Yeah, Andre
Gotcha.
Carter. Yeah.
Gotcha. And Gerald Thomas said Carlton Greene, one of the baddest to come out of Harlem. I seen him and Ronnie Raya in the backcourt
Oh
together,
my God.
killing.
Ronnie Raya? You talking about somebody that can play? You talk about a guy that can play? Ronnie Raya, he I don't know where to rank him at. He was so good. And we played well together, me and him. I didn't have to worry about nothing with him. And I talked to him a few times in Australia. He called me, and just the memories of him talking, it took us back to RYA when he told me, he says, "Hey man, just go. I got you. Don't worry about it." I mean, this guy, he could do it all. He does it all. He's the full package.
Woo!
Let me tell you, the full package. Nothing slagging about him. Nope.
Where did he go to school at? Where did he go to school?
I don't know, but I know he wound up marrying somebody in Australia. I don't know
Salute
what
Ronnie
school he went to,
Raya,
but
man.
he was. Yeah, he's you talking about business? He's the business. He was something else.
Okay, all right.
The greatest
Salute.
player I ever played with is Billy Ray Bates.
I heard about him.
You heard about him. You should have saw him. He dunked on every center in the CBA. Let me tell you, there was this guy named Sylvester Kyle. I forgot what team we played for. He said to me, "Hey, Carlton." I said, "What?" He said, "Hey, man, I heard this guy, Billy Ray Bates, dunked on every center in the league. I wish he would come my way." Happened so. 6 seconds left on the clock. I'm taking out the ball. Sylvester's standing underneath the rim, waving to Billy, "Come on with it." I throw the ball inside to Billy. Billy goes down. He go down. He's dribbling. He keeps dribbling. Sylvester goes up. He goes on the other side of the rim, and I'm not talking about a dunk. It's like somebody hitting a home run out of the stadium. He slammed on and at halftime, everybody went in the locker room. Sylvester stand under the rim where he dunked on him at. He didn't even go in the locker room. He couldn't believe it. He could not believe. Let me tell you something. That boy had more skills than anybody I ever saw in my life. Billy Ray Bates? Oh.
How tall was he? Eric said he was 6'2".
6'4".
He was 6'4"? Wow.
I mean, you would have to be there to see it. I'm talking about throwing it through the hoop. I ain't talking about no dunk. I'm talking about the whoosh, whoosh. Oh, God. I couldn't believe I was playing with somebody like that. And a nice person. nice, kind-hearted. Give you anything, give you the
Wow.
shirt off his back. Yeah, very nice.
He said, tell him who's that? Doogie? Who's Doogie?
Who?
Doogie. Who's Doogie?
Doogie.
Yeah, that's what Gerald Thomas said. Tell him it's Doogie.
What? I don't. I can't remember, but tell him I said hello and peace and love.
Yeah, they all in the building, man. They show you a lot of love, man. Listen, I want to go to the Knicks and the New York Knicks and Atlanta Hawks tryouts. How is that different than the CBA?
Well, you got people that get guaranteed contracts, and you got people trying to make it. So you don't know who to go with. That's why you need to stay in school. It's very important because all of that connects with everything. Staying in school, knowing what to do, knowing who to be around, who's successful, who's not, which person to congregate with, so that you can learn something. So it could be very hard, you know. Like I wasn't going to go home. I was going to stay in the gym, and I should have followed my own mind, because if you stayed in the gym and kept playing, the coach would say, "Oh, this is a guy that he loves the game and he wants to be a part of this establishment," you know, instead of going home, you know. But yeah, it was.
Now, sorry about that. I cut you off. We got the great New York City legend, Rucker Park legend, Dancing Doogie. Because I'm looking at the Gerald Thomas, I'm going, yeah, I remember that name, but he said, yeah, it's Dancing Doogie. Salute, dudes. That's who's in
Great
the
player.
building.
Great player. My man. Great player. I mean, black ice. Black ice. You talking about somebody can play. He can play. He was a good ball player. That was my man too, man. He can play. He'll get the job done. That's for sure. He'll get the
He'll be on
job
here.
done.
He'll be on here soon. We got him coming on soon. So,
Yeah,
definitely.
he gets the job done. Yeah. A lot of people,
No
he's a
doubt.
sleeper. A lot of people didn't think he was that good until I watched him and I played with him. I said, man, you got a lot of stuff with you. You got a good game, man. And he was very humble about it too. And that's what I like
Very
about him.
humble. Yes, very
Yeah.
humble. Good man,
I
too.
saw him
Good
one day.
man.
He said, "Hey, Carlton, how you doing, man? Where you been?" Yeah, he's a very nice guy. Very nice
Wow.
guy.
So when we talk about, you know, your basketball, right? Like, what are some messages, because I know you said in the beginning, but I want to kind of reiterate what you said. What can future ball players do nowadays to make sure they get the best out of their basketball journey?
Well, they must take it serious. They must know when it's not for them anymore, when to move on, because life is short. Uh, you got one life to live. You're going to do that. Be the best as you can be. Don't let nobody tell you anything. You have your own mindset of what you want to do. Make up your mind and do the right thing, and try to get involved in what you like, and hopefully uh, uh, change will come. And don't let anybody tell you that you can't make it. You can make it. You just got to put the time in, the right time in. Going to school. Uh, what happens is, in any sport, most sports you play, you're by yourself. You're alone. So you got to be used to being alone. Because even if you made all city or whatever, even the girls, you got a big target on your back. He's gonna make it. I want to go with him. Instead of them getting themselves together, they want to go with you in your life. Get your life together, and we can have a life together. But that's what I'm saying. Let them know that they got a big target on their back. Makes it even worse for them to really comprehend what they're doing. You know.
And
Yeah,
nowadays,
just like
kids,
yourself. Just like what
Thank
you
you.
do. You got a
Thank you.
target on your back. You don't even know it. There's a lot of people that are envy. There's a lot of people that wish they were you. You try to be humble and nice to people and treat them right. People just don't care. You got a big target on your back. You got to watch what you do. It's just like I was telling you. That's why most players, when they make it, they don't come back because the target is on their back. Instead of people saying, "Man, hey, listen, I'm gonna be better than him. I ain't thinking about him." I mean, I'm glad he came back and shared what he had to share with us to help us move forward. But I'm gonna be better than him. People don't think like that.
Right, right. Well, I have a lot of support, and I think that's valuable for young kids now because the kids have a lot of support. They have a lot of positive people in their lives. It's just them listening to the right things and taking advantage of their situation. You know, so and definitely I know having this platform. I just try to maintain being a humble man and doing the right thing and being a server of people like yourself.
Yeah, you will. You will. You're a good guy. You're a good guy. It's just my vibrations of you is very very serene. You know, and you're gonna do well in life. You're gonna do bigger and better things. It's just a matter of time. How much time you put into it, you're gonna get out of it. You know.
Thank you. That means
I
a
think
lot. I appreciate that.
yeah, it's gonna happen for you. Whatever you shooting for the stars for, it's gonna happen for you. You know. And I
Appreciate that.
appreciate this time that you took out for me. I really do. I mean, I got some stuff off my chest, some things that 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 motivate me, things that undermine me, things that happened to me that I was able to talk to you about it. It makes me feel a lot better. You know, and somebody's listening and understands what I'm talking about, where I've been, my journey. You know how hard it's been. You know, but I'm here.
Listen, I want to thank my guy Ron McCants. He's my college buddy. We went to college together, and when we reconnected, one of the first people he told me I need to speak to was you, my brother. He said you need to get
Oh
my guy
man,
on the show. So you know,
yeah,
I
yeah,
listen to my friends
yeah.
and definitely take their advice. So I'm glad we
I'm
got a
gonna
chance to
call
connect.
him tonight or tomorrow and thank him and all blessings to both of y'all. You'll remain friends, hope for life, and I really appreciate him. He taught me a lot while I was working where I work at, and he's a great guy. He's a student of life.
Yes,
You know.
yes, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, yes, yeah.
I have a few more questions before I get you out of here and let you go because I know you haven't got any sleep. So I want to make sure that you go ahead and get some rest for the night. But what does the mantra mean to you? Man, it's a great day.
Oh, that means like to God. You know, thank God. It's a great day. That's what it is. I haven't seen him in decades, so he was saying like, "Oh my God, Macho Man, it's a great day." You know, and it was great seeing him. I haven't seen him in a very long time. So that's what I think it means. I never asked him, but that's what I think it means.
I read that in part of your book when you say that every day to yourself to let you know that you get to live another day and it's positive and you moving forward with your life.
Yeah, I do that and I pray all the time. Just try to pray, take some time out, not only for myself, but others, that are not here and the ones that are here, I do that. It's important to let the most highest know that you praying to him for good and not for evil, you know. The most
That's
high,
real.
he answers calls when he gets a chance to, and and he gives blessings. So I'm blessed to still be here and I thank him so much. So this is why I pray to him.
Yeah. In the back, y'all can see my guy Clinton, City Championship MVP in 1977, Michael Neapolitano. Y'all can check out that interview on YouTube, man. Great guy, super legend from the Bronx, man. So make sure y'all tap in and subscribe. If you ain't already do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button and get all the notifications for some of the greatest basketball players in New York City history. All right? So, Carlton, if you have throughout your basketball journey, do you have any regrets? Do you have one thing that you regret?
Yeah, not staying in school. I think that would have helped me a lot. I mean, I was really never absent from school. I really loved school, but what I was going through to get there, it was unbelievable, unbelievable.
Yeah.
One thing after another. I love school. I love school. And then again, here it goes. My girlfriend, when my sister died, the next day I'm in the bed with her. She tells me she's 3 months pregnant. I didn't even know. So I'm going away when my sister died, the cop killers, and my girl is 3 months pregnant. And she didn't tell me. She told me she forgot to take her birth control pill.
Wow.
So that's enough to make you jump out the plane. You know? So it was rough. And she don't see, and then not only that, she wouldn't let me see the kid for 23 years.
Damn.
It happens. I'm over it. He calls me all the time, but it ain't like what when you come from a family that has a mother and father, you look for that kind of family later on in life. You will say, I want to have a family, I want to do it right. I want to say she's working, I'm working. Say, honey, do you think we can have a kid now? Is everything all right? We can do it. That's the way you're supposed to do it, not to, but most of the time, this is what happened. Women want to go along with you in your life, and some men are that way too. But a woman is Kardashian or somebody like that, and a guy meets her, he want to go along with her life because instead of getting his life together, he want to go along with her life. You know what I mean? Get his life together, and then you could be fine. It won't be no problems. It will be less problems. You know what I mean? And you got to stay mentally, especially when they're beautiful like she is. You got to stay mentally prepared. Anything can happen.
So true, man. So
You
true.
have kids?
No. I raised all three of my sister's kids though.
Okay, good for you. Good for you. God bless you. That's a
Thank
good
you.
thing. To
Thank
the
you.
Most Highest. Thank you.
Yes.
I like to hear that.
Yep. And I have thousands of kids across the city because I've been an educator over 25 years. So, and I mentor a
Good
lot of
for
the
you.
kids. I'm actually taking a few kids to an art exhibit that my friend is having this Saturday. So I love to give back in that way.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. It's
Thank
good to
you.
know
Thank
somebody
you.
that does that kind of work for people, for kids. That's good. That's a hard job. It's not easy,
Yeah.
seeing
Nah.
a kid there that don't have the dialect or the knowledge of doing for themselves, and somebody else come along and give them help, give them a booster, help them up. That's a good thing. It's all good.
Yeah, man. I come from a single parent household. My mom's raised me, and I had some great coaches in my life, and those are kind of my mentors. So I know what it's like for kids now growing up without a male figure in their household. And since I've been able to do well in my life, I feel I could. That's the least I can do to make sure that kids don't grow with that same pain that I grew up with. You know what I mean?
Powerful, powerful. That's powerful. I'm proud of you. I'm very proud of
Thank
you.
you.
I want
Thank
to
you.
keep in touch with you every now and then. Give you a call, see how you doing.
Anytime, brother. We brothers. That New York City brotherhood. This is our connection right here, man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's a good look. That's a good look.
Thank
All
you.
right, my
Thank
brother.
you. All right, hold on. Before we leave, because I got to put you through, it's the last part of the test right here, but this is fun. Now we're going to get into our top five. Okay? This is all fun, Moto. Who is the top 5 players you played with?
Arnold Duggar, Ronnie Ryer, Billy Ray Bates, I forgot his name. He lived downtown. Not Hammer. Sam King.
Oh, okay. One more.
One more. Doogie.
That's right.
Doogie.
That's an awesome 5 right there. That's an awesome 5. Hope you heard that, dude. You made the top 5, baby.
Yeah. Oh,
All
yeah.
right.
He's something else. He
Okay.
definitely can play.
All right. Top 5 guys you played against.
That what?
That you played against. Top 5 guys you played against.
Well, there's Tiny, there's Ray Williams, Gus Williams, Jeff Houston, and what was his name? The Spider. What's his name? The little guy. What's his name? Played for Atlanta Hawks too. What's his name?
Somebody
what's his
help
name?
me
The
out
little
here.
guy.
Eric Kennedy. Eric Kennedy, historian on here, man. And even though I'm a historian
The little
too.
guy. The mosquito they used to call him.
Who's that? That played with the
He played in
Atlanta
the
Hawks?
Rucker too. He played with Atlanta Hawks.
Isn't John Battle?
How about Jim Bostic?
Jim
No,
Bostic.
little guy.
Who that? Charlie Christ? Who that? Charlie
Jim
Chris?
Bostic. Charlie Chris.
Charlie
Yeah,
Chris. There
Jim
you go.
Bostic
There you
too.
go. Okay. I knew Eric did put his
Jim
name.
Bostic.
Yeah, Eric did put his name up there earlier. I just didn't get a chance to. Yep. He said competing against Charlie Chris, who was one of the shortest players in the league at the time. Right. Got you. I knew my guy Eric would come through. Okay. Top 5 players that played in the Rucker.
Say it again.
Top 5 players that played in the Rucker.
Dr. J.
Mm.
Tiny Archibald. Helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Hammond. Dave Cowens.
Woo! Dave Cowens. Y'all hearing these names? I hope everybody's paying attention to these names. Now I want to see who we name in his top 5 New York City basketball all time. New York City. Who's the top 5 players in New York City history in your eyes?
The top 5 players? Let's see.
New York City history.
Well, what you call him was one. Helicopter. May he rest in peace. I know he was one. Definitely. Chinese is another one.
Definitely.
Let's see who else. Carl Winfrey. He was good. Jim Bostic. And who else? I forgot the boy's name. Rodney Young.
Now listen, did y'all hear? Nobody 5 is the same. You name it 5. No, I'm talking to the audience and I'm talking to you. Nobody top 5 is the same. Nobody. Everybody has a different top 5. It's so amazing. So many ball players come out of New York City. This is crazy, right? He didn't just name the regulars, right? People just go with the straight, Kareem. They be like the first one. They be like, and I get it, y'all. But everybody top 5 is different.
Yeah, another one another one I forgot to mention.
You only get 5.
Kareem.
Yeah, you only get 5 though. He didn't make you 5. He
Okay.
can't come off the bench. He can't come off the bench. Well, listen, hey, Carlton. I just want to say, man, listen. I done had close to 300 interviews so far. Right? I've heard a lot of stories, man. This is like one of the most amazing stories I've ever heard. And the fact that you still here, we can laugh and to see you smile and see you reminisce on your life and the great players that you played with and against. It makes a brother like me doing what I'm doing worth it, man. So I want to say thank you. Thank you. And when I put up your picture, you got so much love on my Instagram and people that showed up tonight. And, you got legends on here that just came in just to chime in, man. So I just want to say thank you, man. Thank you for what you've done for New York City. Even through all that you went through, people still remember your greatness, man. I just want to say thank you, man. We appreciate you and we love you, brother.
Thank you. You're my guy. Thank you. You take care.
All right.
May the good Lord keep taking a liking to you. All right.
Bless, brother. All right. I'll be talking to you soon.
All right. Sure. All right.
All right. All right.
Take care.
Peace. Wow. I'm simply blown away. See, this life here, it's a journey. It's not a race either. It's a marathon. No matter the trials and tribulations you go through, there's always a tomorrow. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. And even when you're going through your worst, there's a lot of people that's seeing you at your best. So I say to you, when you get knocked down, what do? Do you stay down? Or do you dust yourself off and you keep going? Because that's the lesson that I learned tonight. And these are the lessons that I was teaching my kids today. Success is being able to fail over and over again, but never lose that spark. Never lose that enthusiasm. Never lose you. I was very touched by tonight's story from Carlton Moto Greene and all the things that we experienced, good and bad. Because sometimes life deals us a deck of cards and we have to play them out. But from what I'm seeing tonight, he has bounced back. Even in the struggles, he's continuing to wake up every day and treat life like another great day. So I want to say thank you, Carlton, for coming through and telling your story. We appreciate you. And to all my basketball heads out there, I'd like to say thank you for supporting the movement, because this is our platform, New York City at its finest. I am your host, Glenn Pooh Harding, and you've been watching Basketball Heads, NYC Basketball Network. Y'all see it on the screen, the official home for New York City basketball. Peace.